Latrilla, Mount El Pozo, etc., it's gonna be difficult to get to them. But Los Leones is well within range, so I'm assuming a lot of teams will go there. Also, I haven't really seen any teams go for Hacendia del Patron that often. It's like the school of Miramar, and it's the places where the best fights always take place. So let's just see if any teams decide to go for that or no. We currently have Team Go, Team Mayhem, and on top of that, Team The Mills flying over towards Los Leones. Let's see if they actually land there or no, or do they go beyond it and try to land somewhere else. It's Team Icky Mafia taking control of Impala. Meanwhile, we have Team VSG Crawlers, and alongside them, another team, I can't really read their name at this point, heading towards Al Azhar. Revenge, Insane, and Umumba. They might just be dropping somewhere near San Martin and Wall Street.
Yeah, so we've got a pretty decent spread from all these teams. I believe the team that you were talking about was Team 10 Initiative.
Yes.
Who is also shacking up with Team VSG Crawlers in El Azahar. Oh my god, I always butcher that name. And then we've got Umumba, the crowd favorites for a lot of people, going far west, maybe to El Pozo or maybe to the outskirts of San Martin. Let's look at the circle right now. We've got a pretty decent circle, southwest circle, and a lot of teams in that circle. We've got Team 18, Team Geo, Team 8, Tamil, and of course Mayhem also dropping in Los Leones. Icky Mafia taking the coast on the right hand side with, I'm forgetting the name of that establishment, Impala. There we go. And of course Team Element. Team Element has also dropped pretty much in the circle. So we've got all the top teams not needing to worry about rotations too much.
Yeah. But you know what? This circle actually reminds me a lot of Weekendy, because half the circle is still in water, which is something we only see in Weekendy and like that. So, less play area available, which means more intense action. So, I am a happy person.
Yeah, for me, I think I really need people to participate as much as they can in Miramar, because Miramar is just one of those maps that takes so long for the action to start. So I really hope we see some early fights. We've got Rip Squad and Team Megastars on the screen right now in, I believe, Picado. So, and there we go. Vexy taking a lot of damage from Rahul. What a beautiful iron-sided spray down from him right there. Vexy is going to want to reposition himself and maybe lick his wounds. The Rip Squad, how do you think they've been performing so far, Crips?
They did decent well enough in Sandhawk. I can't even blame them for losing Sandhawk. They were not at an advantage. I absolutely am surprised at how they managed to butcher up their performance in Erangel, which is actually a surprise. Now, Vexy and Paradox are low. Vexy hits the ground. Out in the open, it's a long crawl back to cover. Gurkhan is already flanking them from the other side, which means the cover available for for his opponents is super low.
Absolutely. We've got Rip Squad already getting a knock on Vexy at Picado. Meanwhile, we've got Team Geo, the team that actually did a lot of damage to Mayhem back in Sandhawk. Team Geo is a team that has shown their prowess in close quarter combat, but Miramar is a map that requires a lot of distance fighting, long distance fighting, and we've got Team Ecstasy on the map right now, dangerously close to Team Supergirls, Tanisha.
Cruz de Val, a town which doesn't really boast of great loot. I'm actually surprised they managed to find decent amount of armor in this town, but no med kits or no first aid kits available for Supergirls. That's gonna be a bit of a concern. Meanwhile, Team Ecstasy are super far spread out. Now, that's gonna be another problem for Supergirls, because once the firing starts, they will have to fight different directions against Team Ecstasy. Because you see, one of the players is already up on the high ground, and that's gonna be a concern. Meanwhile, the fight between Rip Squad and Mega rages on. Surprisingly, none of the players have died yet, so Mega managed to get Vexy back into the camp and somehow revive him. Good enough, but they still are trapped in that little motel building.
Yes.
Now, how do they get out of it? Because it's at the edge of the town. It's not easy to get out of it. That's a bit of a concern.
Well, there's these teams that don't really have to worry about the circles. They're all pretty much in the first circle. It's going to be interesting when the circles actually start getting smaller, because that's when having vehicle advantage, being able to rotate, will really make a difference. You will see a lot of teams fighting off in the distance while they rotate. So it doesn't make sense for Red Squad to even like commit to this fight. Okay, sure, they got a knock, but they don't really have to commit to it unless they get pushed by Mega or... Oh, here we go, Sahil 2K firing a couple of shots at Supergirls. Supergirls is already at a disadvantage with one player not in their team. I like how Team Ecstasy is going to want to capitalize on this, get those early points in. Supergirls not a very strong team, not a very strong contender. This should be a team that Team Ecstasy can make quick work of and help them in the overall standings.
Yeah, but this is a double-edged sword for Team Ecstasy. On one hand, they're spreading across and they're surrounding Supergirls from every direction, which is good. But if somehow Supergirls manage to isolate these fights and turn a 4 versus 3 into separate 3v1 scenarios, pick off Sahil individually with nobody to back him up, and then pick off the other members also individually, this might just end up working out for Supergirls, and it might give them the much needed points that they need.
Absolutely, we've got Team Insane slowly making their way in the circle, but as you said, Team Ecstasy and Supergirls are pretty much outside the circle, and the rotation needs to happen soon. We do have Team Ecstasy trying to get into a vehicle. Oh, they're going for the push. Here we go. Team Ecstasy has had enough. They want to get the loot. Riddhi and Amisha. What is the plan here with these two players? The nades are already flying as Sahil 2K makes his way with the Mac 10, trying to get an angle. Riddhi takes a big chunk from that nade. This is not looking good for the Supergirls. Sahil waiting for the nades to subside before he makes the push. Amisha also really injured. And there we go. Riddhi gets knocked, and so does Amisha. And the Supergirls are eliminated already. I'm not really sure how many Supergirl players were there to begin with, but their 3-man apparently was just a 2-man.
Yeah, even I was left a bit confused over there. Where did that player go? Okay, I guess there are many mysteries in this tournament that require answers. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking that maybe after this entire tournament is over, I'll do a strat breakdown of all the teams and make a separate video about it or something.
Sure.
Let me know if you guys would be interested in watching something like that.
Do check out AFK Gaming for all those videos that Crips makes. Meanwhile, we have Team Mega on the screen right now against Team Rip Squad. They still hold up in Picado, and it's a game of chicken where these teams are trying to outweight each other. And Rahul pretty much having a decent advantage, but a beautiful rotation from him. Not really sure what Rip Squad's trying to do here, but they probably use Rahul as a bait or something. We've got the circle on the screen right now. Team Tamil sort of slowly moving in, and most of the teams are already in the circle except for Umamba. Not sure why they're doing that. They've already shown that and the circle has changed.
No.
The circle has changed. Mayhem on their way finally. They don't really have to worry about the circle too much, but Iki Mafia right in the center of that circle, sitting nice and safe.
Now, Rip Squad was really spread out. We already saw that one of their teammates was being served as bait so that they could get some information out of the team inside their town. But while that happens, Revenge on the outskirts of that place are also moving in, and Rip Squad did establish contact with them. They exchanged a couple of bullets, but no bodies dropped. So after giving away the position like that, it's going to be interesting to see which team takes action first. Obviously, the action that is needed immediately is to get into the circle, which is quite small. Los Leon is one of the only towns that is still completely inside it. So that western edge of the circle, and Los Leones is going to be heavily populated unless some of the teams decide to take the long way around and go towards the sea coast, which is completely unoccupied. And that's a very safe approach, but that's a very long rotation as well, which doesn't necessarily guarantee your safety. Let's see which one of these teams are ready to take that risk.
Yeah, it is a long rotation for Team Tamil, Rip Squad, Mega. the Team Genocide, Team Geo, but Team Element, Mayhem, Power, and Iki Mafia don't really have to worry too much. They're pretty much in the circle. And we've got Team Geo on the screen right now, hopefully going in for a fight. Oh my god, Zorro from Team Geo gets knocked. And Fang is like, what the hell? He just looks left as he's trying to figure out what the hell's happening. Meanwhile, Team Genocide have an idea. Oh, that nade is out. Fang trying to get a knock, but does not get a knock. Let's see what Team Genocide does here, as they need to defend this position successfully before they also rotate into the zone. Nades flying out from Ash Gamer.
How did Zoro even get knocked out? Like, what happened over there? He was not even fighting again.
Oh, again?
It's happening all over the place. Believe gets knocked out now all by himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't jump out of moving vehicles. Fang going for the push. He lets out a quick spray, but Ash Gamer jumps out. Fang trying to get an angle on him. Ash Gamer got the third person peek, but Ash Gamer needs to not commit yet. He goes to the rotate. Unfortunately, he gets caught out and does get knocked. Luke tries to trade him. Does not succeed as Critic gets a knock on Zorro. We've got one man down on Team Genocide and one more knocked on Team Geo.
This is a complete reverse sweep. At one point, Genocide were inside the house and Go were surrounding them from outside. Now, Genocide decided to escape and they are outside now. Meanwhile, Go have taken the positions inside the house. It's a classic switcheroo. And let's see how this reverse sweep pans out for these teams as the play zone is about to push them in. Genocide already outside, and Go, do they continue committing to this fight, or do they just walk into the play zone and act as gatekeepers, keeping Genocide at bay?
Well, this is an early circle. This is circle 2. So if they do have the what? Okay, if they do have the heals, then I think Team Genocide doesn't have to worry too much. Viper leans out, lets out a spray, doesn't do much with that, and the circle has changed from east to a little bit north of the coast right there.
Yeah, Mega made another mistake to the play zone. It's surprising. It's only the third circle. Our team's dying to the play zone in such a situation. We did see that the team that we would just I forgot the name. Was it Genocide? Yeah, Genocide. They made one of the mistakes where they accidentally cancelled their heal in the blue zone and then they died to the play zone. So that's basic mistakes. Even Rip Squad is making stuff like that. While that happens, Rahul gets locked out by Trilok, and Trilok wants to finish off Badshah as well. He engages in a battle and a double spray down with the AK-47. It's perfect. Rip Squad already down 3 players. Or 2 players, I'm not really sure.
Revenge cashing them out, having the team advantage with 4 versus 2, just making quick work of Risk Squad, as Team GO, also slightly outside the circle, needs to really worry about their health dwindling. Not really, well, they seem to have the health. Team GO is going to want to take this fight with, I believe, which team was it again?
It was against Team Ecstasy.
Team Ecstasy, there we go. Team Ecstasy is...
No, not Team Ecstasy, Team Genocide, my bad.
Team Genocide, there we go. But Team Genocide has decided that enough is enough, let's just get into the car and rotate. We already have only one team eliminated, Supergirls, but Rip Squad and Megastars with 2 team members down, and Initiative and Team Genocide with 1 player down each.
Yeah, we just saw 1 more player die to the play zone.
No.
It's really... what do I say? I'm lacking the word for it. Surprising to
it is.
watch stuff like this happen. I mean, it's just the third circle. Mostly the circle gets devastating after the 4th one or the 5th one.
Yeah, even Fang is dangerously low. Not using his first aid, he's just bandaging up, trying to save his first aid for a later fight. Maybe Bhishma on getting a knock on Revenge Esports Trilok, and finally we've got Insane also fighting up. We've got Revenge Esports on the screen right now. Sonic trying to get a couple of shots on Bhishma so that he can maybe res Trilok and Megastars dying to the circle, I believe. Not really sure what happened.
All of them